Hey you, how you doing? Man, I'm out here at the cabin on a little vacay right now. But I want to give you guys some really good value with SEO. Tell you guys about some new techniques that are actually out there that a lot of people are using. Well, not a lot of people are using, not enough people are using these techniques, and that's why I'm going to talk about it. And that is scheme and markup. Now, SEO is a very tricky business. Before you've had people say, "Hey, I can get your website on the first page in less than 2 months. I can do this. I'm gonna have you're gonna be the number one guy. You're gonna be the number one tire shop. I'm gonna get your nail salon on the first page in 3 days." And that's really left a bad taste in a lot of business owners, heads and mouth when you say SEO. So I'm gonna give you guys some tips on what to do to gain to rank higher, and things that you don't want to do. Some things that you don't want to do, and these are some super old techniques that I don't think anyone is utilizing anymore. One of those techniques is writing invisible code on a page and writing the same keyword over and over again. Maybe back in 2003, back in 2002, when the Google was in a lot more in its beginner stages, that would work. But the reason Google even rolls out Google Core and changes their algorithm consistently is because back in, let's say, 2002, there was a lot of schemey websites out there. There were a lot of people taking people's money. There were a lot of businesses, quote unquote, taking people's money. Why? Because they'd rank really fast on Google, and when someone typed in, let's say they wanted to buy new furniture, or they wanted to buy whatever product, when people typed in this product, these scammers would rank very high, and people would buy from them and lose a lot of money. They delete their website in 2 to 3 weeks, and of course they'd repeat this process again. So it's actually pretty good that Google is using some of these techniques, because if they weren't using some of these techniques to make sure that people weren't ranking too fast on Google, we would be running into a lot of problems. So that's the first thing I want to say. Second thing I want to say is, there's a lot of black hat tactics out here. What I'm going to tell you, scheme and markup isn't a black hat tactic at all. It's nothing that's going to get your website flagged, possibly shut down, because you were trying to do anything and everything possible to get your website listed first. Google has a trust factor, especially when it comes to a business. Now, if you're a blogger, let's say you're a blogger and you have very interesting content that people are super interested in, Google, not surprisingly, rewards those websites a lot quicker than it's going to reward your website if it's used to make money. If it's, and this is something that I've discovered and that other people have discovered, is that when you're just blogging, making creative content, having relevant links, backlinks, in links to different resources and information, Google says, okay, this person is giving you value. There's a lot of citations here. This is something that people are going to Google and they want to read about. But as soon as you start trying to use that same website to, let's say, sell a bunch of products, turn it straight from blog to commerce, you may notice that your website's traffic goes down ridiculously. And that's because, Google's out here to play ball. And Google knows you're out here to play ball as well. And they're going to reward your website quicker if it's not used to make money. But I'm talking to a lot of you guys who, are using, SEO and, to generate income. Another thing I want to say is, if you think that you're going to, start ranking on Google and you don't even have a website in less than 2 months, then you need to go ahead, get in the car, drive all the way to California, take a boat to Hawaii, and just stay there. Don't even come back. Don't stay in Hawaii if you think that's going to happen. It's not, because it takes time. SEO takes time. I would say that it would take at least 5 to 6 months especially if you don't have a website. Now, if you already have a hosting, a platform that you've been using and you've already been tried and trusted, then yeah, you can still rank even if you change your domain, even if you change how your website looks and change a few different things. You can still rank. You can still keep your holdings and rank up higher. But Google, like I said, has that trust factor. So if they don't trust you, it's not going to happen. And last but not least, the scheme and markup. Scheme and markup, to keep it pretty simple, it basically describes what your page is. So for example, let's say I have a page about, I'm writing about dogs. it's going to make sure that the algorithm actually knows what I'm writing about. It says, so it's basically where you can add citations, you can add that information into Google. It's completely for free. And what it does is it categorizes your content so it actually knows what it's about. Because before, when, with the Google algorithm and the way it's used, it has no freaking clue what anything that you're writing is actually about at all. One of the best ways to actually see where your Google is actually, where your website's ranking, and see what keywords are ranking or not ranking, is Google Analytics. Google Analytics is a free tool. Anyone can use it, and it's one of the best platforms for right now to see actually how your page is doing. And excuse me, going back inside because this video is about to be over. But yeah, Scheme and Markup's fairly new. Only about 20 to 30% of the industry is actually using Scheme and Markup. And of course, if it's not being heavily used, that's a plus for everybody watching this video, because you have an opportunity to use this technique, and you'll be one of the first guys to say, hey, I tried out something different. Now, hold on one second. So as well, when it comes to Scheme and Markup, there's a structured data markup helper. Now the structured data markup helper basically helps you categorize your meta commentary, your title, all that information. It basically helps it go from point A to point Z a whole lot easier. So guys, that's just a few SEO tips, some things that you don't want to do. Like I said, you don't want to have 1,000 links of irrelevant things. You don't want to use someone from let's say from a different country, let's say even from this country, no matter where they're at. You don't want to use anybody who's going to add a billion irrelevant links to your page, because if let's say you start ranking for some of those keywords and then they go off, and let's say those links aren't good anymore because they're not paying for them, and they try to delete them real quick, Google will there's a great chance Google is going to find you and flag your page, and you're going to lose everything that you started with, because Google says, okay, this person was using these links just to rank, and they're seeing that maybe it's expiring, and Google's not going to reward you for that. So if you have any more questions, like I said, you can give me a call anytime, Walter Brown. My number is below. You can book me, get a free consultation. I'll give you also a free marketing report, figure out where your page is ranking, where your strong suits are, where your weak suits are. Well, I'll give you that free consultation and give you that free report. If you are a business owner, want to know about Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all that good stuff, I'm here. I can help you out. Give me a call. Anyways, guys, you have a great one. I'm on staycation, so I've got to go. Peace.